इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी थी दोस्तों। तो मैंने इसकी प्रोफाइल चेक करी तो मुझे लगा कि इसके 8 या 10 मिलियन फॉलोअर्स तो पक्का हो गए होंगे। मैंने देखा यार इस लड़की ने इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद भी सिर्फ 1 मिलियन।
Wow, very interesting. तो सिंगल बेड है हमारा हम नोट कर सकते हैं। ओके बिजनेस। सो दोनों बहन है या सिंगल बहन है? तो कौन है वो सिंगल वाला? तो लुक में स्मोकी आईज या फिर विद रेडनेस आई वुड प्रेफर subtle है इनफैक्ट यू वांट द सिग्नेचर ब्राइडल ओ माय गॉड द नेक्स्ट टाइम डेफिनेटली बाय
Was it your idea or what?
With Nagi around, I don't think we have a scope of any ideas, sir. It's always So, I mean, we've been obviously working together for a few years now, and every time a film gets over, it's about what are we doing next, and he just tells us a line. And then right after Manati, he took some time. After a year, he said, "I have something," and then he just told the idea of it, which blew our minds. At that point of time, we really didn't understand the depth of it, what it needs to make this sort of a film. Only when we were going into it, we would understand, oh, this is his vision. In fact, we were all very excited to start off with, but then when we actually started, we were like, are we going to even help him enough? Are we like enough for him to make this film? So that was one of our concerns. And then we really needed these big shoulders, like all of you, to come and carry a film of the stage of yours.
The thing that I really want to know is that when you see the scale of this film, as we've all seen and been involved in, I mean, what does a producer go through when they see all this huge scale and the kind of dream and the vision that he has? It's impossible to imagine that.
I think in the beginning, it took us time, sir. Like, for example, I mean, he told us a story, and I remember it was in the morning around 10 o'clock or 11, and it took us 2 days to get out of it. And then when we started pre-production, I think one day I called Swapna, and we were in it like 5 months into it, pre-production, and we were designing stuff and like I called her and I was like, we're in it and I'm not able to sleep because I don't know if we will be able to make it, because you have to make every single thing in this film, like pen to paper to every single thing. And they're deadlines, they're big actors, and so we had like a lot of sleepless nights, and then we got into it. Once we're in it, we're in it.
It's like we didn't have time to think or breathe more after that. It's a cycle.
I'm actually most curious about Priyanka because there's so many conflicts for her as a wife, as a sister, as a producer, and as the lead on production. So there's so many different hats that you're wearing. So where do the lines?
Actually, for this film, I think for Mahanati, we had lines because it's like a 1-year project. But this is 4 years. I think there are no lines. It's just like, get go, like, come on, war, it's... But it gets difficult, but also it gets very easy because when you're a family, so you're always talking about the project. You're always talking about what's the next schedule. So it definitely gets easy. But flip side, it has only...
What I feel, Kamal, is really admirable is that we have two ladies, ladies looking after this massive production, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, some of the visuals you've already seen in the trailers, but to have two women actually in charge and to see it executed, and today we sit here to talk about the film, and the kind of production that it has come out, the kind of visuals you've seen has never been seen before. I mean, it's just quite.
I was just talking about Sholay. It's like that, like nobody has seen horses fall like that.
Exactly.
Nobody has seen machine guns going off like that. And nobody has seen a villain talk like that or a hero behave like that. Everything was new about it. I think that's the same effect, and I know where you're getting the confidence from. Your father told me the story about how he became a producer. He just went and stood in front of NTR's house for so many days that he noticed this face and he said, why is this young man? He seems educated. And he called him in, and that's how the connection started, and he became a producer for NTR. And the name Vaijayanti film was given by Mr. NTR. So that's how old the company is. The tenacity of purpose.
So also on this note, if we being, two women able to pull off something like this, it is entirely, of course, Nagi's, his vision, his absolute hard work, but also actors like you all who are extremely understanding and, who understand the beauty of cinema and willing to give whatever it takes for cinema. And someone like Prabhas, who's not even questioning if it's just these two girls can pull it off or no. So it's thanks to you all for
It's not thanks to me. I think
happen.
when Nagi came to talk to me about this, he just brought a picture, a visual
Concept.
of,
The world.
what my character is going to look like and what Prabhas is going to look like. And I was this huge guy who's shoving off the Prabhas. And all the fans of Prabhas, please, please excuse me, I'm haath jod ke maafi maang rahe hain. Don't massacre me after
They're
you
all
see
your
what I
fans
do.
first. They're all your fans first.
That was what was so impressive. I said, he's already got a vision in mind. He's got a picture of what it's going to look like. Very rarely do you see.
But see, I've seen photo shoots or what do you call
Storyboard.
storyboard.
Yeah, it's there on my
But
time.
I always suspect that because that's an ambition. What happens really? But when I ask that question, all that is fine. It's on paper. But how are you going to bring it? I said, we had. And they showed me your footage. So I kept quiet. I just became part of the project because usually people come with big diagrams and the films don't even get made. So my question was that. Then I straight away went into what am I going to look like? So I told you the story.
We just heard the story.
I came up with the third eye and he said, it's done.
It was the first trial for me. I don't know how the trial went for you. The makeup trial and the prosthetics and everything. And I was saying, oh God, another prosthetic film.
I
I've
remember.
already done two before this. And they're very painful. But, the 3 hours that it used to take to put on the prosthetic and then another hour and a half, 2 hours to take it off, it was all worth it. And now when we talk to, people outside who don't know that, all of us that use prosthetics, it takes about 3 hours to put it on. And you have to just
And
be,
then taking it off.
you're not move, not do anything, cooperate with the makeup artist. It's not a torture really, but a lot of people think it must be torturous.
It is a
was a
torture,
lot of-
sir.
Once you know that what the final result is
I
going to
mean,
be.
it is a torture if the movie is not good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
But the movie is good enough,
It's all worth it.
it's not, because you're already imagining the applause.
No, what I was saying, Kamal, was that the day I put on my makeup for the first day and went onto the set, I knew that this was worth it. The moment you sit on a scene, you see the set, you see what's happening, it's just, I knew it was all worth it.
I think I remember we were doing puja and you finished your makeup and we were doing, I think we were just doing something and you just walked in like that. With the whole thing you were there and we were like,
Stunned.
just
Stunned, yeah.
too good, sir.
But that's all credit to, the people who dress you up and make you up.
No, everything,
No
everything.
credit to the...
And imagine
What is it you-
all that has happened before. You walking into the set, now I have to come in. Oh, boy, what am I going to do?
No, but I got a call when you walked on the set. I remember Nagi calling me and just that first day of shoot with you, and Nagi called me and said, I just had to call and tell you that we shot our first day with Kamal sir. I missed it, but
me.
he called me. I was in Bombay, and it was a long break because obviously we were shooting in different schedules, and I hadn't heard from him in a while. And I see this missed call from Nagi. I was like, what has happened? I just called to tell you we shot our first day with Kamal sir, like a child.
That's what made this film.
Yeah.
That child.
Child, yeah.
We hope this child will also make.
Prabhas, you've always been very quiet and simple and don't give any reactions on set, but somebody of your stature who is now presently, I've always wondered how you feel or how you felt when Nagi came and said this.
When Nagi said first time.
Because when I first met him and we met on set and all that, we went through this whole procedure of who's going to touch whose feet. So he went to 100 touching your feet. So then I said, okay, let's stop it here. This whole business. And then in a very quiet, private moment, he said, sir, be prepared to break a few bones and this and that. I've been, this guy has made me break bones here, there, and I've been jumping here and there in Bahubali and so on and so forth. So I was wondering, how is it going to happen? But that's the detailing that I was talking about, your father. He's so simple, so down to earth. You can't believe he's there on set every day.
He's the first
And he's
person.
actually monitoring what the artist is being asked to do. Hey, don't make him do this because that's tough for him. But the way Nagi programmed everything, he said, sir, don't worry. We'll just use close-ups and we've got, dupes and we've got harnesses.
And it is not about the number of cameras, the number of...
Exactly, yeah.
It's the quietness of the set which I enjoyed most.
I remember the message.
Because that's lacking in most sets.
Yeah.
The noise should be inside and in the theaters, not in the set. So everybody is talking in discipline, which I found that Mr. Nagi could speak in his volume and still be heard. He mumbles, but he's still heard in the set because that's how quiet the set is.
I ask these questions, because in my time we never had all these facilities. So if we had to jump from the second floor, we actually jumped. There were no harnesses. You break your ankle, you break your leg, and everything. So it was a wonder for me how they were going to be able to do it. But I just marvel at the technology now. Karan, you must have been through a lot of all this earlier on.
I think we've invested in so many more now.
We never had these facilities, Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
Never had. And to be able to now be part of it. And to have, little cameras like this who are recording everything on digital. For us, as you may be knowing that, celluloid film was the most expensive item in the budget of a film. Because it was not available. It used to get imported from Kodak. And to save celluloid film, you had to be sure that your first take was okay.
There's a reputation.
You can't make a mistake. I remember Rishida, we used to say, Rishida, just one take. No, okay. He's saving celluloid, but he's also satisfied with it. And if you insisted that, take it, you pay for it. It's like that. We never had an opportunity to see, monitors,
No,
and we were not allowed to go near the camera also. You had to pay a fine if we...
they're all
If you got a chance to look through the...
Nothing, never allowed. Not even allowed to go to the editing room. It was impossible. You saw yourself for the first time on the day of the release. So all this has been a huge experience and a learning for all of us, which is why, and Prabhas, I'm very sorry to all the fans.
The first time when we had a fight, you caught me here, and I thought
In the movie.
in the movie. So I thought Amitabh sir, I need to be careful and all. He caught me so hard, and this man is not whatever he's saying. He's some 25, 26. And I told him, he's so strong.
But a lot of things we did, we never ever expected we could manage this. And that is what is so intriguing.
I think also the sets, for the audience to know that we eventually, if I may say, built a city. Built
Cities,
land
worlds,
and built a city. And I think the fact that Nagi today has a vision where once the movie releases, I think fans of the movie can actually go and
And the
visit
vision
the
is
set.
unique because the way they places the camera is not like we are used to. He comes quite close at you.
Too soft.
And that's what you enjoy because how do you act for cameras here? So
In our time, it used to be a challenge, Kamal. I still remember that one of the challenges for an artist used to be to give a close-up with a 75mm lens on a Mitchell camera, which was huge. This huge monster used to come and stand here with a lens, and you have to do a close-up.
And it's a rack shift camera. So even the cameraman is not actually looking at the image, but is looking at parallax.
Yes. We didn't have monitors.
No monitor.
And we're not used to, not seeing the director standing next to us on the set. We're always used to see where the camera is the director, then he's guiding us. We're not used to that. You just hear a voice somewhere 2 miles away. Shouting, or whatever it is. But really, I mean, Deepika, you have done so many films, and I will say that you're a modern age artist. So,
No, not only that, in the West.
exactly, yeah. So,
I think nothing
Biggest
is
international ads ever,
like
anyone ever did. Louis
it
Vuitton.
must have been,
Keep quiet.
it must have been a hell of an experience.
No, I think what I was processing as I heard the two of you speak is in terms of where we were, filmmaking and technology,
Yeah.
to now for all of us to be a part of a movie where I think every kind of technology that is available in the world today is probably at our disposal through this movie. And the fact that we have a director who's used it so intelligently, and also to find that balance, because also with AI and things like that, I think you can also lose the soul of performances. But I think to be able to find that balance between technology that's available to you, but to also keep the performances real, I think is what makes this movie and this experience very special.
Yeah. Some of the visuals of the sets, we were either against a green screen or just we never know. But quite honestly, for the first time, I've seen
The visuals.
the surroundings,
Correct.
and it's just unbelievable. And my God, I always wonder how Nagi had this vision.
That's what I was saying. It was all in his mind.
No, and even for us who like breathe in, breathe out with him every day, we'd be like sometimes, what are we shooting? Which scene are we shooting? What are we
What
doing?
we've created is only like the 30% of the set. Like for example, where you guys were fighting, it's just the bridge where we shot for
Correct,
a long
but now you
time.
see
But
the
now
whole
there's a
world.
whole city there. So,
When we watched the world, we started watching some of the, CG shots and fully built sets, we were like, wow, this is what this man had in his head, fully there. Like he knew what he was doing.
I think she knew what he was. What
I
is
would
your
just beam
husband
into
and
the edit
first,
room, I'm like,
the first sentence, what did he
I'm
say
just
about the film? The first, when he's like, he should tell you first.
Nagi's, the biggest expression would be like, that's
No,
it's
the
good.
first time when he told about the story or the movie, what he want to make,
He's,
he told you first, I think, as I remember.
yeah, so basically he
He
just
said,
said like, I have
this
this
is the
story, one word, he just said like, there's a small story that I really like, but there's another one, but there's another one, which is like a really like something that I would do at another stage, but if I don't do this now,
Then I might not
then
be
I
able
might
to
not
do
be
it
able
again.
to do it again.
And then he
Yeah,
for some
so-
reason
so I
went
think
on
that,
saying in his own words, I'd say, that this is something India deserves now. We will have to tell this sort of storytelling in India. We have to have our own, stories like this. So this has been there with him for the longest time. And apparently he wanted to do it with Prabhas like ages back. I don't even know how.
First film you want to do with.
Apparently with this film, and then
No, the fact that, we are able to mix mythology with something futuristic is so unique.
Yeah, it's unique, sir.
And very intelligent.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
intelligent. Most of India, all of India recognizes our mythology and our history and our culture and whatever our traditions.
And what could go wrong?
And what could go wrong. But to be able to bring that and make it sound real, we'll be disclosing a lot of the story if we do that. But the fact is that by the end of the film, you will actually believe what you saw. And that is the vision that, will make the success of the director, the production, and the film also. But Prabhas, you worked in similar subjects earlier also.
This is like this.
Bahubali, for example, was,
periodic.
was a little periodic.
This is future.
Here, there is period and the future mixed together. It's just, it must have been a
And my character is like, it has a lot of, it has grey, superhero, funny. So I
So the
think
first time you have humor. One of the
humor I
first few
did
times.
before Bahubali I did, but for other than Telugu, I think this first time they're watching me in humor. Funny character with superhero, with grey shade. So I think the way he wrote, I think this is the best character ever in my life. The way he wrote it.
And also I have to say that, one of the most difficult casting ever was Kamal sir.
So yeah, he was so worried.
We were like, we were shooting, but then like Yaskin, when is Yaskin coming? The whole film is Yaskin, but where is Yaskin? And how would you cast this person who's equivalent to, or like, mightier than these two superheroes, and then who is it? And then we could only think, we were like, we were
behind for
1 year, sir, easily 1 year, easily 1 year.
And I was telling, why will he do it? Don't torture him. Just leave.
It's not a question of torture, because self-doubt becomes, you've done this, he has done this, he has done this, what am I going to do? That was the reason. And it's not that I've played bad guys before, even as a lead bad guy, psychopaths and all that, but this is something else.
Yes.
Yeah. First time, we are lucky to have composer.
The detailing of the equipments that are going to be there, like the bus, for example. And the car,
And auto.
and I didn't know that Buji was made in India.
It is fully only made in India.
It was made by Mahindra and JM Motors, and also a lot of young Indian engineers.
It's just unbelievable. Many a times I used to ask Nagi when I went on the set and said, okay, how did you think of this? He said, there are companies that, have think tanks, and we gave them the idea, and they come up with projections, and then we approve something.
Even for our storyboard, you came up with a new guy. I suggested somebody.
Correct, sir.
We even tried that.
Correct, sir. Yes.
Not that they have a team and they'll never try anything new. Because we tried, we didn't like it.
Yes.
We came back.
So
there was still experimentation.
Yes.
Even my look, I don't know, it must have changed about 5 times at least. Costume,
Agreed,
everything.
No, and also Nagi is very fortunate to be working with you two, especially at your stature. You're willing to experiment with him. You're willing to explore things with him, So, in one of the interviews which he just did, they said, was it a big pressure, shooting with Bachchan sir and Kamal sir? He said, initially, I was like, I found it very funny and silly that I would actually direct both of them. then, it felt so easy because they both said, don't make me an Amitabh Bachchan, don't make me a Kamal Hassan. Do something else with us. He had the same notion with both of you all, and he enjoys working with you both so much. Absolute no pressure. I'm like, you were directing them, and he has no pressure on his face. So I think it's a great synergy.
I don't know about him, but it's terrible to be able to even think like this. I don't want to blame myself. But what is myself? I'm not me. With all due respect, we're all fakes in front of the camera in any way. We're playing fake characters. The writer is a true genius. He dreams, he thinks. But all of us are fake. So what is it about me? It's nothing. It's just something that you see in a visual in a film. It's not that this is how we are. But Abhijit, that's a gyan you get after 2020.
And Deepika, first time you're doing a Telugu film, it's like completely different from the Bollywood, or little different, or very, very different.
No, I mean,
And Nagi is very different for us also, because in the first story when he told me, I could hear only 20%. Other part I asked my friends, like, what is that? So he's like, should have been tough for you from Bollywood to this.
No, I mean, I think that world of the movie, which I think is new, even for the audience, it's new. But I think as actors, you're not really thinking. I think when you emote, the language, I think, comes secondary. It's the emotion is what, and I think that's the language of cinema, right? It's transcends borders. So you can act in English, you can act in Telugu, you can act in Hindi, but I think as long as the emotion, you can just say so much with your eyes without saying anything at all and be able to convey that emotion.
And you can show the best.
The words are more like a crutch, I feel. So no, I didn't feel like, I'm now working in Telugu cinema, or, it didn't feel overwhelming in that sense. Because what you're investing in as an actor is is the emotional journey of the character.
But for a production of this value and extent, what I found was that until Nagi got the right thing at the right place, he never compromised.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If he did something
He has a
new,
beautiful way of getting
Very smooth.
he won't shout from there.
No.
No.
He'll come up very quietly.
Correct.
So I think we should.
But very pertinent.
Yes.
Very pertinent. It's not just asking, it's not just
And even after seeing the rushes come on, there are times when he said, sir, I feel we can do that and do something. And as producers, how do you live with this fact? We've got to redo this thing. We've got to put up the set again. We've got to get the artists back. We've got to get the timing and the dates. And never have I seen any kind of, regret or a very morose kind of face. Hey, we got to do it again. This guy's not worried about the cost. This picture, I feel.
I think
I really marvel at that.
I think in the cave set, the first set that we shot, so we finished the schedule. I think we shot for 4 days or 5 days, and we were like almost done, and we were like, okay, so this is done. So then it's like, take those 3 pillars and take the flooring. I'm like, why, we're done, right? So then I was like, I didn't understand. So then after 4 months, we were shooting that same thing. So then I was like, okay, so from every set, I know what to keep. So I'm sure there will be something or the other that Nagi will go back.
Tell a story about how producers feel happy when big artists like that lend themselves to the show. Shivari Saab had not worked for a year. He came to act in Tevamakam. We did the scenes. So for him it's very new to see something on a computer.
Correct.
So I was showing off and I showed him in a computer the cut version of the scene. Can I stay one more day? He said, one more day? Yeah, you can go. But can you do all those close-ups? It looks very amateurish. I said, I thought he was talking about me.
Yeah.
He said, me, I have not acted for 1 year. It shows.
Oh, gosh.
How can you refuse a man like that? I said, if I had to rebuild the set, I would have built it for him. So the director is asking for something. That's what I said. The word pertinent I used was, when he tells you, you come in. You're not asking, what do you want? Please tell me what you want. Keeping on, taking after take, what do you really want? But he clearly tells you, and you say, yes, that's what I should have done. And that's very rare in a director. Very few have that. When that happened, the set lights up, even without lights.
But to be working, in the kind of circumstances that we did because of the
COVID and
way films are being shot now. It's a huge challenge a huge challenge for me. I'm sure Kamal, you must be feeling the same thing. But not to have that environment around you and to be able to imagine that. It's a little putting off in the beginning. But then when you see a couple of results, then you get used to it. But for us, it was, like I was just telling backstage, my mentor, Mr. K. Balachandar, I went and told him a story which I saw Rishida, and he, between a short light up, they used to be playing chess. Both the lead man and the director will be playing chess, and the unit will be waiting. And he'll say, okay. And then they'll go to the shot. I came back and told my boss that that's how calm I should say, are you trying to tell me something? I said, yes, sir. You're so excited. And I am nervous. What do you expect with you guys in the set? I am nervous. No, but it catches on. It's contagious. And we don't want that. But that's very important. But what is really admirable, and I've said it so many times, is the kind of discipline that we see in the South. I'm sure that you will agree with that.
No, but
that discipline.
the grass is always greener.
Right from the spot boy to the director to the co-artist, there's a kind of discipline which I can't put in words.
I feel humility.
Despite who they are and what
Yes.
they are.
No, but I noticed
To show
something.
that kind of humility
Yeah.
and down-to-earthness is, well,
To
not
be,
expected at all.
yeah, to be the first person there and the last person, and like Sir was saying, not just
We used to
I think
complain
we-
about Tamil industry and point out the Telugu industry as an example for discipline. But then Nagi told me something which made me very happy. When I was an assistant director, they used to say, look at this Tamil assistant director. So I was a Tamil assistant director. Was it about me? It can't be. But I think there are so many things I learned from Bombay. Like he was saying, we used to actually jump off buildings, showing off. And the safety factor, first I learned from Bombay.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised. Amiji says, I'm surprised with all these safety factors. But after Sholay, even horses had padded falls.
Yeah.
Even heroes didn't have that kind of fall.
Working
Mostly.
there about
No, you yourself are a second generation thing. You had somebody in the
Yeah,
family.
my sister. Yeah.
No.
Krishna
Before
Raj
you,
garu. His uncle, sir.
Uncle,
Krishna
my
Raj
uncle.
garu.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
worked with him
Yeah, you are.
as an assistant. So I was a dance assistant. So
Wow.
Yeah.
and he was not much of a dancer, so he used to, don't give me this moment. He used to threaten me, take me aside during breakfast and threaten me about the moment.
this is what I can do now. This is the step you teach me.
No, but this is so amazing, sir, that, what cinema has done for all of us in the last few years is, it actually, there are no boundaries anymore. That we all can come back from, wherever we are, from the part of the country, and able to make one cinema, which is Indian cinema, which is incredible. And people like Nagashwin are able to dream to do this because they're able to pull talent from all across and get them and, make
It's like
something
the national
this.
flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a national pool of
Absolutely.
talent which we should stand up and salute. And
well
all
said,
of
well
us
said, yeah.
need to do that. And we do that, more films like this could be made.
Absolutely, sir.
A lot of times, at my age, people say, sir, when are you going to do a film something like Hollywood? I tell them, when is Hollywood going to do a film something like us? Come and make something that we do. Well, what we have to go through and the kind of stories that we build, because ours is, pan-India. And it's very tough what we do and how we make our films. Okay, so sometimes people ridicule us and laugh at us and so on and so on. But there is always some element which you will always learn in all our films.
Yes.
And I keep saying this story over and over again. My father, during his last years, every evening, he used to bring him on his wheelchair and used to sit and he said, put on a movie. He used to see a movie. He said, many times, my own ones, 3-4 times. But one day, I said, what is this here? Every evening you are going and seeing a movie. He said, I get to see poetic justice in 3 hours. You will not get poetic justice in a lifetime. And many of us in several lifetimes will not get poetic justice. That's what Indian cinema is all about.
Yes.
You get to see poetic justice in 3 hours. No matter what you may say about us, at the end of the day, you will go back with some moral, some ethics, which is cultural, which is Indian.
Beautiful.
And I can tell you, people are going to be shocked when they see Kalki, with the kind of effort that has been put in. These visuals are just unbelievable.
Yes.
And I was just seeing some comments on the net which are very heartening. So, like exactly what you said about
Bringing
India is ready for it.
Yeah.
And they are. Because they're owning it up. And they're saying,
Great.
nice, we deserve to see such films.
Great.
Yay!
This is the silence that we have on the sense. We have nothing more to say because we are fully
Now we have to
satisfied.
redo this because this light was off.
Oh, shit.
Hey, light बंद हो गई?
CG में करेंगे.
So if there's anything else, Soma, Priyanka ji, if you want to, ask us or say something.
I think we just
or
want to
express
thank
yourself.
you.
Yeah, we
Unless
just
have
want to
spoken
thank
at all.
you. Thank you for
It is not unusual, because normally you don't say much.
He is maintaining the pregnant silence of the director.
I'm imitating my director.
I think we're all extremely thankful, sir. All of us extremely grateful
No, these
for
are just
what has
formalities.
happened.
Don't-
No. This is truly from the heart because, or not on a regular day, not on a. It doesn't, something like this doesn't happen to everybody and just happen to us. We're very, very grateful. That's because I feel my father has invested so much of his life into cinema, and I feel cinema is giving back it to us. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
we have the biggest stars of this universe, जिसे हम कहते हैं the Indian film industry, ladies and gentlemen, and to set the tone right, थोड़ा वाइब चेक करने के लिए हम यहाँ पे आपके लिए कुछ बहुत ही एक्साइटिंग लाए हैं. कल्कि 2898 AD का भैरवा anthem coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's just set the vibe. All eyes towards the screen, the big screen, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Rabaz, ladies and gentlemen, and of course Diljit Dosanjh.
मतलब की दुनिया है सारी, मैं क्यों लूं किसी की जिम्मेदारी. दिल ये मेरा बेफिक्रा. अब पंजाबी आया मेरी मिजाजन यकीना, आने ना गल ठीक है पक्कियां. लोग वेखो जट दा वे, कदे नहीं पिछे हटदा वे मेरे माया. दिन रात करदा तरक्कियां, के दिन रात करदा तरक्कियां. लोग वेखो जट दा वे मेरे माया, कदे नहीं पिछे हटदा वे मेरे माया. काम नहीं कभी आएगी शरीफी, थोड़ी आदतों में रख जरा बेईमानियां. किसी की ना सुन अपनी ही धुन, और जिद पे करे जा बस मन मानिया. जीने का तरीका लिखा थोड़ा तीखा, खुद से ही सीखा है, ना लेना देना किसी का है. फितरत है ऊंची आसमानी, खुद ही लिखूं खुद की कहानी. जिगरा मेरा जज्बा भरा, हक में सितारे कर लूं मैं सारे. सारा जग करता है ठगियां, निगाह साडे पीछे क्यों है लगियां. सारा जग करता है ठगियां, निगाह साडे पीछे क्यों है लगियां. मेरी मिजाजन अखियां, आने ना गल ठीक है पक्कियां. ए लोग वेखो जट दा वे, कदे नहीं पिछे हटदा वे मेरे माया. दिन रात करदा तरक्कियां, दिन रात करदा तरक्कियां. ए लोग वेखो जट दा वे मेरे माया, कदे नहीं पिछे हटदा वे मेरे माया. अब काम नहीं कभी आएगी शरीफी, थोड़ी आदत में रख जरा बेईमानियां. किसी की ना सुन अपनी ही धुन, और जिद पे करे जो बस मन मानिया.
Dinner आज है. How can you be so chill, bro?
Amazon's on-time delivery है bro.
Amazon, Herbal, Fashionable. Join, connect, and advance your career on LinkedIn. Get the app today.
Kalki 2898 AD, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, भारतवर्ष का वो इतिहास जो हम सब के दिलों के बहुत ज्यादा करीब है, और अब वो फ्यूचर जो कि नाग अश्विन साहब दिखाने वाले हैं. It's his vision. So let's hear it for the filmmaker, ladies and gentlemen. नाग अश्विन साहब के लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए for doing this and telling the entire world what we are capable of doing. This is something that's going to go down in history, and of course, इसीलिए it's a full house, ladies and gentlemen. To do the honors and इस शाम को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए I'd like to invite on stage a very special guest who's come here. और मुझे जानना है वो यहाँ क्यों आए हैं. हाँ, जैसा मैंने कहा, सरप्राइज है. बहुत अच्छे स्पेशल गेस्ट है, इंडस्ट्री के बहुत अच्छे मित्र हैं. Ladies and gentlemen, the handsome Rana Dugubati. कर सकते, we don't mind. कर सकते. हो गया? I'll give it to you. First of all, first things first, Rana bhai, tell us. We know आप इंडस्ट्री के सबसे तगड़े यार हो, but आप यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो? Are you like that one of those धूतास जो यहाँ आके इस फिल्म में सबसे ज्यादा विश्वास करते हैं? So you've come here in that capacity. Like, what are you doing? Are you acting in this movie?
No, all the 12 people were already picked before the casting call happened. So no, I'm not in this movie.
Okay. So you're like co-producing this movie or something?
No man, it's really expensive film. So there is a man called Mr. Ashwini Dutt. He's producing the film. He is the most prolific man, so he's the producer of the film.
Got it. So in that case, are you like co-directing it or something? कुछ तो
So I'm actually something close, not co-directing it, but I went to school with the director from first grade.
Okay.
So hence that's my connection to the film.
Okay.
And I went to war school with the star in this film, Prabhas.
Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
were fighting for 6 years. So that's the real relation that I have with this film.
Right.
And I think if someone in my street is making something that is the most amazing thing that can change what cinema did one more time, I think I have to be part of it.
And he's always there. Give it up for Rana Daggubati, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. And मैंने आपका गुस्सा भी देखा है, of course, when you talk about Prabhas sir and वो जो हमने battle देखी हुई है. So I'll take your leave. Over to you. Give it up for Rana, ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
All right, hello, thank you. So let me begin. This you didn't study, they end up doing things like this. So the first person I'm going to introduce on this stage is, like, alphabets start with A and B, and my introduction to Hindi cinema happened with the letters A and B, and with the man that carries A and B to the finest. Ladies and gentlemen, an AV on, the Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, please.
द्वापर युग से दशावतार की प्रतीक्षा कर द्रोणाचार्य का पुत्र अश्वत्थामा।
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only. Welcome, sir. Very well, sir. Thank you. Wow. That is probably the most amazing look of yours that I've seen in a long time. And the look you entered with has nothing to do with that, sir. The mic for you. Sir, tell us about Nagashwin and tell us about Kalki.
Just as much as what you just said. It's just that I didn't go to school with him. But it's been a great honor to have worked in this product. And there are many things that I'd like to ask Nag and the rest of the cast and the crew. But we'll get time for that a little later on. It's been a truly wonderful experience to have worked in a setup where they've actually gone beyond thinking what most of us have been doing all our lives in this film industry. And I really appreciate the fact that they're moving a little ahead of times and making us a part of that and making us work in conditions that we never ever thought we would be able to work in. So I want to congratulate Nag and the production for thinking something like this film, and a great honor for me to be a part of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll take the mic. Sir. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if the letters in Hindi for me started in A and B in some ways, we had an encyclopedia in the South that started with the letters K and H. And from where I am, we call him a little longish name, and it has some more suffixes. I'm just using the ones that rhyme. He's called Sakalakala Vallavan, Ulaganayagan, Padma Shri Dr. Kamal Hassan. Ladies and gentlemen, an AV on Mr. Kamal Hassan, please.
डरो मत, एक नया युग आ रहा है।
You want to know the reason behind my smile? It's cause the all-new Galaxy S24 Ultra just landed in my hands and I can't keep calm. Galaxy AI in here.
Hello, sir. You are our encyclopedia. And with so much filmography, you still have newer looks and newer performances coming. How is that even possible?
That's possible because of good technicians and good directors. Otherwise, I think I'm enjoying it more now.
And what's your experience with Nagashwin and with this wild crew?
I was curious to begin with. I was sort of surprised, and then I'm in awe now. That's the stages.
Sir, if you could take your seat, we will have the others of your lovely cast on the stage and we'll come back.
I'll leave the mic.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. The next one that's going to come up on this stage, we fought for 6 years, every single day, smashing each other with swords, mud, and what we could. By the end of it, we had broken bones. We were sharing hospital numbers and sometimes sharing beds. A lot of us fell after that, but he continued the fight. With every single time he makes a film, there's something that he reinvents. Not punching above his weight, but always punching above the industry's weight. He's my friend, my brother, the Bahubali, the Prabhas. Ladies and gentlemen, any on Prabhas, please.
रिकॉर्ड चेक कर रहा हूँ मैं आज तक एक फाइट नहीं आ रहा
Whoa! That's my brother for you.
Hi. Hi.
Well, welcome to Bombay again.
Thank you.
So, dude, we came here like almost 7 years ago on that first flight. Tell me what's different from then and now.
I think I'm stressed the same way. So yeah, the first time when I came, like you really helped me. I was like, wow, please help. What should I do? What should I talk? And now, yeah, the media was very sweet then and now. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Please take a seat and Mike Nakiche. Wow, here you go. All of these stalwarts here, the pretty image is still coming. Ladies and gentlemen, a star, a hero, whether it's a princess, a goddess, whether it's a warrior, it's all the same to me. It's Deepika Padukone. Here you go. There is an AV on Deepika Padukone, please.
एक जान के अंदर दूसरी जान.
You're still in character.
I mean, the movie went on for about 3 years, so I was like, why not? Just a few months more.
So Nagi's really pushed you into being a method actor then.
I mean, clearly.
So tell us a little quickly about Nagi and then we'll come back to this.
If Nagi opens his mouth and speaks, I'll be able to tell you a little bit about Nagi. But no, I think it's been an incredible experience. I think a great learning experience. I think, like Mr. Bachchan said, I think a completely new world. And I think we went through different phases of discovering what this movie was about. But I think the magic that is in Nagi's head is now here finally for everyone to see, and I think we as actors have discovered that along the way. So it's been an incredible experience at both a personal and a professional level.
It's awesome.
Thank
Please,
you.
ma'am, take a seat. I'll get you a mic. Vivin, my man, over to you. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rana Garu one more time. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. we did talk about Nagi sir, Nag Ashwin sir, and of course his vision that we'll get to see when the movie releases in theaters. Lekin usse pehle, it's something really important that we have for you. Of course, he's not here, but we have something very special that we'll get to see on this big screen. So एक बार Nag Ashwin साहब, the filmmaker extraordinaire, उनके लिए जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं, please. And with your kind permission, we'd like to show you something exceptional on that big screen. हो जाए.
Shaving discomfort? Never again. My Gillette Mark III has 3 facial adaptive blades that give a shave so comfortable, it feels like floating. Gillette, the best a man can get. Gillette Mark III, zero effort shaving.
So Kashi or Varanasi is said to be the first place where civilization was born in this world, by the banks of the river Ganga. That's written in a lot of our books and scriptures. It was the idea of what if our story ended here? If that was the first city, what if this world now has only one city left and everybody in the world and all the resources and all the major conflict now happens here in Kasi. So that was the setting for Kalki. And now we are in a world where the most life-giving river, the Ganga, is dry. And people in Kasi are just living in just like a very brutal survival of the fittest sort of way. And above them towers the complex. Maybe you guys have seen in the trailer or something, like this massive mega city sort of structure, like an inverted pyramid that is a kilometer into the sky. So that is the complex which has essentially everything. It's like paradise. It has all the greenery, resources, water, food, animals, everything that is not there in the world before. It's almost like a microcosm of what the world used to be like. And now the story is mainly set up here. It's between these two worlds, the people who are in the complex who control those resources and the people who are below in Kasi who don't have access, and these people in Kasi only just have a dream to enter the complex. In a way, it becomes a cycle. So for you to do the work to earn money to get into the complex is like one trap that you end up working for the complex and you finish your life before you can actually get in. So it's like one sort of a cycle, which is sort of something that happens today as well. Apart from these two worlds, there's also a third world which we call Shambhala. Shambhala is something that we hear in many cultures, like even in Tibetan culture, it's called Shangri-La. And every culture has a name which is a mystical land which is hidden from the world, and that's where some people say advanced being, some people say the avatar, some people say many things, like how the name Shambhala itself is very connected to the myth of Kalki, to the legend of Kalki, because it's said that this is where the final avatar will come. That is the most powerful and that is the most familiar thing about the Kalki story. So these are our three worlds, and each of these worlds have a design or a thought process behind it. The complex people and the weapons and their vehicles are designed in a certain way because of what they have. People in Kasi are designed a certain way because of what they have. The world, there's money which is units, and they are bounty hunters who need these units to get their job done or to finish their aspiration to want to go into the complex. And there's this third world, which is Shambhala, which is essentially the refuge. It's like a massive refugee camp in a way, like for all the religions and all the cultures that have been hunted down in this world by the complex. So they all needed a place to hide. The people in Shambhala are part refugees, part rebels, part the resistance who are fighting the complex. So the story is basically between these three worlds, and each of them are very unique in their own way, and how their paths cross and how the story goes forward.
Let's Let's hear it for the visionary filmmaker Nag Ashwin Saab, ladies and gentlemen. We all loved what we saw, and yes, indeed, the world's gonna remember this for years to come. And this is something जो शायद possible नहीं हो पाता उनके बिना, जिन्होंने इसको पूरी might के साथ back किया है. He is someone who's been giving us blockbusters for the last 50 years, ladies and gentlemen. Vaijanti movie से C. Ashwin Dutt साहब के लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं, because he has backed this project with all his might and what not. Ashwini Dutt साहब, ladies and gentlemen. बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है sir, welcome, and thank you so much for doing this. What a moment, sir. Sir, you've been giving us blockbusters for the last 50 years, and जितना आपने शायद इंडस्ट्री को करीबी से देखा है, मुझे नहीं लगता किसी और ने देखा होगा. What do you have to say to all the wonderful people who are attending this event right now, sir?
Yes, the great actors Kamal Hassan, Nabaz, and Deepika, four are here, and you all people came. I am very happy for this, and I wish a great success for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद. Please, hi, sir.